Hi, my name's Kos and welcome to the PaperThin Place. And on this channel, we talk about what we think, and how that then impacts each other. We have conversations around communication, creativity and culture. And sometimes we do that through the lenses of leadership, diversity and art. For me, I find having lots of different perspectives a really useful thing, whether that's in life in general or kind of working in teams in terms of leadership stuff, or working professionally as a kind of designer and a consultant. Actually having that breadth of different inputs really enables me to see things from different angles. So sometimes what can happen in life in general, or kind of working in teams and all that sort of stuff, is that we think we're offering a perspective. We think that we are just offering up our knowledge and our experience. Yet in reality, what we can be doing is pushing our preference and our preferred way of working. Often what's happening is we're not just offering that stuff generously. We're not just giving of our experience and understanding. We're actually trying to push an agenda. And I don't mean that, you're trying to take over the world or anything like that. But we have a default preference to how that situation plays out, or how the solution comes, or what we should do next. Essentially speaking, a perspective is that kind of generous offer. It is something that's given freely and openly in and amongst all the different other perspectives. But a preference isn't like a even seesaw. It's already loaded and tipping in one way more than another. And sometimes what can happen as a result of that, we can misunderstand each other or even have conflict. And all because we're not kind of aware of ourselves in that moment, that we are not offering a perspective open-handedly. We are pushing an agenda with a closed fist. Now, in most situations, like I say, it's not like a major kind of issue or major problem, but I think having a little bit more self-awareness that we can sometimes carry that tension, all those differences, it might actually help us in our kind of communications with each other, in our kind of conversations with each other. It benefits us all to listen to each other. It benefits us all to listen to the experience and understanding of the gathered people in that conversation, in that room, in that relationship. In the heat of the moment, in the things that we are passionate about, sometimes we don't always communicate that well. We think we are, but we're not always doing that well. So again, in those moments, whether that's a personal thing or a professional thing, just understanding and having that, again, that self-awareness that sometimes I can be offering a perspective, but sometimes I can be pushing a preference, and understanding that there is a difference between those things. Maybe that helps in our communication. Maybe that softens some of the hard edges sometimes that can happen when we miscommunicate with each other. And maybe that helps us all realize a little bit more that in most conversations, it's not always a battle. It's not always one person pitted against another. So if you're a leader of any kind, then actually understanding every time you open up that conversation to your team, having those multiple different kind of perspectives is really helpful to your problem solving. Try not to push an agenda, but try to listen. Certainly for me, in a kind of consultancy and a work kind of like context, actually, again, having those multiple different perspectives, even if they are slightly different, even if you think you're all right, is really helpful to the end product and the end solution that you're trying to achieve. And I guess on a one-to-one or a personal kind of thing, it's just helpful to have that awareness, isn't it? That actually conflict isn't always like deep conflict. It's just a misunderstanding. It's the difference between like a closed preference and an open kind of perspective that you're offering into the conversation. Okay, that's enough from me. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down, all that kind of like stuff. And thanks for watching, and take care. Be kind, be nice. See you later. Bye. Okay. Ooh.